Welcome back to another Deadside video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get that bag. This is a loot guide from one loot goblin to another. I'll be showing you the best POIs, some of the best locations, and what doing some of these epic missions gets you. If you're new to Deadside or new to the channel, please like and subscribe as it really does help grow the channel. I got plenty more Deadside content on the way. Let's get straight into the video. This is the best way to get military loot and some of the higher grade stuff. I'll just do a walkthrough and show you some of the rooms. So obviously your guards are going to have some basic armor. These are great to tear down to repair some of your newer stuff. Good AKs and kits. You have grenade spawns, you have cigarette spawns, vodkas. If you haven't guessed already, we're at the Airfield. In my opinion, this is the #1 spot on the map to get high tier loot. Here's one of the armories. 7.62 ammo. You have an MP5 on the ground here. Look at 50 BMG. Don't forget, you can loot these safes. And there are explosives in the armories of all these military bases. There tends to be safes. They're kind of forgotten about. It's a great way to find explosives and dynamite. Guys, when you're doing these epic and hard missions, be careful because turrets do spawn. You don't want to get caught out looking at one of those things. That thing hurts. Alrighty, so inside your epic crate, it's going to look a little something like this. The Airfield is debatably the best spot to find armored guards, military gear, explosives, but also jeeps and vehicles. They seem to be stacked all over this place. If you're able to commandeer a jeep and clear a couple epic missions, putting the loot into the back of the jeep and then getting your ass home, this is the fastest and best way to stack up loot quick. Because of this, be prepared to get into some PvP and find people. This place is a hot spot. You're gonna find some gamers here. If you're a little hesitant to get into PvP, this doesn't mean that you have to avoid the Airfield. This place is massive and there is so much hidden loot in this area that you'll be able to get a start. You might have to sneak around a little bit to do so, but there is so much loot here for everybody. I recommend trying it out. For example, the hangars towards the north side of the Airfield are a great spot to find a lot of your building materials, but also dynamite. It spawns ammo and dynamite in most of the hangars, while there's also a bunker section within the hangar that's going to have armor, gear, everything you're going to need. If you're able to snake around and loot a couple of these hangars, you're going to come out with more loot than you know what to do with. Heading up to the north side of the Airfield here, this is a great spot to gather all your scrap and metal. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's more here, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 scrap piles just in this small little area. Moving up to this north side, this is more the industrial zone. You're going to find more crafting materials and more basic items over here. It's going to be a little less contested. A lot of people like to go to the south side of the Airfield. This is a nice spot to kind of get a good start. There's always vehicle spawns in these hangars. You're going to find your tape, your gas, your vehicle repair kits, your spare parts, wires, anything you're going to need to craft and build your base is going to be here. Moving on to our next location, this is one of my personal favorites. I'm talking about the northern military base. So in this main building with the tower on it, there's a high chance that it spawns these red crates. These red crates can't be opened unless you have a vehicle repair kit. With a vehicle repair kit, oh look, there's one right here. You can open these bad boys. These things are going to be your early game way to get loot fast. I know, isn't it so exciting? So you're gonna get cameras out of here, you're gonna get your radio parts. This thing is gonna leave you stacked. Sometimes they won't break open the first attempt, so you're gonna need to bring a handful of these vehicle repair kits to potentially break them open. There we go. As you see, there is tons of loot to be had in this area already. In this back room here on the second floor, there's a server room, and these server rooms are gonna be stacked. If you're trying to farm money from a trader, selling these radio parts is a great way to do it because they're pretty easy to obtain up north here. But also, if you need your crafting items, this military base is very, very good for them. So, guys, if you find a crate like this while you're looting and it won't open for whatever reason, you're gonna need one of these red keys. This red key here is what allows you to open these. This is how you find skinned and rare weapons. Isn't that so exciting? Last, you have the golf ball tower. In the golf ball tower, you got AK spawns, You got armor spawns. You have more of these red crates as well. Go up to the second floor. It's the same thing. More crate spawns. More crate spawns. Another locked crate spawn here. We have an M99 out of this crate, so that's probably the best sniper in the game. That's a BMG. This area is great for stacking up loot. Again, it's more of the high tier areas, so you're going to find competition here. But if you're okay with some PvP, this is the area that you need to check out. The military base, top of J5, is a great area for all kinds of loot. There's tons of smaller monuments around here. There's a second small military base, and there's another military base just across the way there. Of course, it's going to spawn harder missions, which the loot for these can vary between explosives, dog tags, armor, lots of useful things. That was embarrassing. There's also chances for vehicles to spawn here on the other side of this map, over behind that white building. Overall, I feel this is a pretty mid-tier loot location. It's great to build a base around here because you're going to get consistent hard missions. You're kind of out of the way. Good place to farm boom, but nothing too special here. When it comes to tiers of loot and competition in an area, the south end of the map is always going to have the most missions, the most competition, the higher tier missions, and also just it's the most contested area. You want the smoke? This is the spot for you. If you want a more chill experience, not as high tier value loot, you're just worried about a base, the mid tier of the map is definitely the spot to be. And then again, up north, other than this island up here, there's not a lot going on. Most of the military bases revolve around this area. Gonna show you an area that I personally love when I'm building bases. This is the spot I come to get materials, Debovo. This area is so good for building mats. It has everything. Let me show you. Approaching Debovo from the northeast side, this is going to be your spot for all your building materials, your nails, your wires, your spare parts, everything you're going to need, you can find here. If you buy nails, please just don't do that. Okay, just don't do that. Okay, you understand? You listening? How much nails do we get in Debovo if I run through? You can't be telling me loot is hard to find, especially nails and construction stuff. When just looting this one town, I came out with almost 330 nails. 50 scrap, tons of gas, tons of crafting materials. It ain't hard to find, it's just where you look, guys. The last one here is a bit of a twofer. Kamensk and the shipping yard. These two areas on the map are probably the hottest places on the map to go. You're always going to find people, but that's because they're containing some of the best loot in the game. These constantly spawn hard and epic missions, making it one of the most profitable areas to be in if you can survive. Not only that, there's a bunch of hidden gun spawns around the area, tons of resources, cement, bricks, metal, anything crafting related can be found in the shipping yard. And then if you go to Kamensk, any items available there. It's a massive city. You're going to have a police station. You're going to be able to find food. You're going to be able to find cigarettes, anything you can sell to a trader. It's going to be there. So if you're leveling your traders, I recommend Kamensk. If you're trying to build a base, I recommend the shipping yard. If you want good PvP, you go to both. These are some of the best areas in the game, and if you want to progress quickly, I would get familiar with them. As always, let me know in the comments if you have any questions. If you want to see more tips and tricks videos on Deadside, please post it down in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.